All right. So we're moving on to from one Dane Cook comedy to another with Employee of the Month, starring Dane Cook, Jessica Simpson, and Dax Shepard. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, there were 3 big movies that came out with Dane Cook, and nobody gives him a fair shake. He's disappeared off the planet. I think he still does a stand-up, but I think he was a decent actor. This is one of them, man. Like, he has range. He can play an asshole like he did in My Best Friend's Girl. He's sort of an asshole in here, but he's still a good guy in this one, and he's chalky. You know, it's good. He's a good actor, I think. Story with this one is Zach Bradley is your normal, he's an employee at this big, like, Sam's Club type place, and he's a lackluster employee. He doesn't, reach out. He doesn't, do anything spectacular. He's just there to earn a paycheck. He does his thing. He goes home. He doesn't try for extra effort at all. He doesn't really show up on time, which you think that he'd be fired for that. But, on the opposite side of that is Vince Downey, the number 1 checker in the Southwest. And that's his competition. He's the best. He's the fastest checker. And, and he's an asshole. He's got this little guy named Jorge, who you may know him as Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. Meanwhile, Zach, and that's really Vince's only friend. Zach has 3 other friends. Iqbal, and the other 2. I don't remember their names. Andy Dick, Harlan Williams, and the Indian guy who's in everything, but nobody knows his name. His name is Iqbal in this. And they have this little clubhouse that I kind of think is cool. It's up a little storage thing, and there's a little TV in there, couch, chairs, with a card table. It's pretty cool. And the big thing with this is that, it's basically he's the one, he's never, done anything spectacular. But then enter Amy Renfro, the newest checker at the hell's in there? Super Club is what it's called. The Super Club chain, or the store at least. And there's a rumor, because, they have connections, that she has a thing for the Employee of the Month. So Zach, having a thing for her, decides to run for Employee of the Month. Really, he's doing her a favor, though. I know you shouldn't do things to get a girl, but would you want her to end up with this guy? I don't think so. So, yes. So he starts this run for Employee of the Month. Now, Vince just got his 17th Employee of the Month in a row, which I find to be bullshit, because he can't be the only one that's maintaining this. I think maybe he's the only one that cares. Not, looking back and like, why is he the only one that gets it? Is he the only one that's actually trying? But you look at the other ones, no one else has 1 star at all. He's the only one that cares. And I know that kind of takes, what happens at the end kind of, like, to heart. But they inserted something. Like, if he just... Well, we'll get to that. But yeah, he's the only one that cares, is what I think. So Zach starts to do is he gets up at the normal time, he goes to work, he gets to work on time, he starts doing things, and he gets things done. That's one thing I like. Dane Cook is really good in this film. I think he's one of the best parts of this film. And Dax Shepard is also good. I even like Tim Begley as the... and Sean Wayland, the kind of little duo here. I even like Pedro, or Jorge, in this. Although there are some problems. Like Harlan Williams and the other guy, the Indian guy, the Arab guy that no one knows who he is, but he's in everything. They're good. Andy Dick, I'm one of those people that stands up for Andy Dick, because I loved him in News Radio. I thought he was fantastic. And sometimes he's funny in this. Like they do a joke at the beginning of this that he has these big, thick Coke bottle glasses, so it's hard for him to see. That's great. That's the only joke he gets throughout the film is that he can't see. There's a joke that was from the trailer that when I saw the trailer was like, who's threatening me? No, it's okay, calm down. No, really, who's threatening me? I can't see them. That was funny. But that's the one joke is that he can't see. And that gets a little bit overdone. You know, and Zach Bradley lives with his grandma. I'm really a fan of the grandma character. And they make a big deal about how Tim Begley's character, the manager of the Super Club, his brother is the owner of the Super Club chain, and he's the big corporate guy coming in, Mr. Big, corporate guy, and then he's afraid of him. And the joke is that he's a little person. Danny Woodburn. It's Danny Woodburn. Little Danny Woodburn. Funny. It's not funny. It's funny. It's... I never got it. It's supposed to be, oh yeah, he's scared of his older brother that's actually little, but it's not funny. But, yes, and so, you know, Zach starts to court Amy. Vince went on a date with Amy, and they went back and forth, but Zach and Amy really start to have sort of a relationship thing going on. Then, of course, it has to come crashing down. It gets found out because he messes up. Okay, so the joke with Iqbal is that he has 22 kids. And he can never figure out whose birthday it is, the name, you know, he has this thing, it has, you know, and that's his joke. And it's a little funny, gets overdone a little bit, but it's a little funny. And so Zach is supposed to take his shifts while he goes to their soccer games and whatever. But he doesn't because he takes the last spot on the softball team. Because he wants to win this thing, you know. And he can't, you know, get in the negativity. So he does it. But Iqbal gets fired because of this. But he gets Iqbal's job back. And Iqbal says, I don't want it back. Because he has time to spend with his family. He's a stay-at-home daddy now. But he quits. And he, you know, gets found out that, you know, he only did it to get with Amy. So she's pissed at him. He quits because of what happened. And, yeah. So, we get to the final GIF, though. The final part of the film, though. And Vince is announced as the winner because Zach Bradley left. But then Zach and the others show up. And he's like, due to, once again, paying off this heavy set lady at the records thing with a candy bar that they did to get the records of the it wasn't filed, so he's still technically hired. So they do this, and I think, you know, when I first watched this, I remember getting pissed because Zach loses. I was like, no, that's stupid, because like the last item they have is a tire that they have to get the price check for. And Vince rolls it. And it's like, no, that's cheating. He rolls it, and then Pedro or Jorge takes it. Beep. I'm like, first of all, Vince didn't do that. He cheated. He did cheat. But that you can't roll it. You have to run it yourself. You know. But then they do this. Semi, who is the mentally challenged security guard, because they gotta try to be a little bit funny. He's in throughout the film, here and there, and he notices that something's not right, and he shows up with a videotape. Yes, a videotape. This came out in 2006, same year as. Came out in 2006. VHS tape. Puts it in the thing. He shows that Vince cheated because he was throwing items behind his back. Now, what they say here is that same amount of items, different totals. How can there be the same? How can there be the same amount of items if he's throwing them behind his back? How can there be the same amount of items? It should be same totals, different amount of items. It just doesn't make sense to me. So this is where I'm going to defend this decision, because at first I was pissed about it, but like I said, Vince was the only one. I'm seeing this time that he's the only one that had the stars. He's the only one that cared. Had they just had Vince lose, if you realized beforehand that Vince was the only one that cares, had they had Vince just lose, that may have made Vince sympathetic. Be like, oh, because you could realize, wait a minute, he's the only one, that was his thing, that's what he was holding on to. Yes, he was a dick, but that's his only thing. But they slipped in this cheating thing, so he's been giving away free stuff all year. So now you have that edge that says, yeah, he's a dick, he's been cheating. There you go. And Zack wins by default. He gets together with Amy, and everything is back to being okay. I like this film. I think it's a decently made film. I'm going to get 8 out of 10. There's little problems I have with it, but I enjoy watching this film. It's one of my favorite comedies. It's one of those films. Yes, it's probably going to be my 25. It's one of those films. Like, there's some films that whenever they're on TV, whenever you see they're on TV, put it on right away. And that's this one. Whenever I see it's on TV, there was one time, it was on at 1 o'clock in the morning on one of those movie channels, Flicks. It was on the Flicks channel at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I turned it on and I sat there and watched the whole thing up till about like 3:30. 1 o'clock wasn't that long. It was like 2:30. This movie is 108 minutes. 2:45. But I was, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this movie. So it's an 8 out of 10 for me. So what are your thoughts on Employee of the Month? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.